In this video, you'll be introduced to the concept of chemical bondings and some of the important statements from the Lewis bonding theories. So first, let's get started. What is a chemical bond? A chemical bond, by definition, is basically the attractive force between atoms that holds the atoms together to form molecule and compound. In a chemical reaction, chemicals bond may be broken and reformed in new combination to produce new molecule or compound. And according to the Lewis bonding theory, it turned out that electrons, especially the valence electrons or the outermost electron, those are the electrons that play the fundamental role in chemical bonding. And in some cases, electrons are being transferred from one atom to another atom, and that's what produced the ionic bond. For example, let's say that we have an atom A, and an atom A has a certain amount of electron on it, and another atom, atom B, with a certain amount of electron on it. So when atom A interacts with atom B, electrons are then being transferred from atom A into atom B. And as a consequence, atom A now would be without the valence electron, and that when it becoming a cation. And as for the atom B has gained an electron from atom A, so now I have two electrons in it, and it then becomes an anion. And the cations and the anion are then attracting each other. And this attraction right here is what's holding these two atoms together. And we call this the ionic bond, which happens due to the transfer of electrons between atoms. So normally, we would observe this type of bond right here being formed whenever we have a metal and a non-metal interacting with each other. The metal will be transferring its electron into the non-metal and producing cations and anions. And these cations and this anion are then attracting each other electrostatically. And this electrostatic attraction is then known as the Ionic Attraction, and they are now producing the ionic bond. So that's what we've seen in one case. In another case, one or more electrons are being shared between atoms instead of transferring electrons. And if atoms were to share electrons to form a bond, they will then produce the covalent bond. For an example, let's say here we also have atom A with an electron on it, and now atom B also with electron on it. But instead of transferring electron, A and B are now sharing the electron together. And now the two electrons are in the middle. So in this case right here, the two electrons are being shared between atom A and atom B. And now A and B are held together. And this attraction right here is then known as the covalent bond. So when do we see atom forming this covalent bond? The answer, when A is a metal. When A is a non-metal. And B is also a non-metal. If we were to have non-metal bond together, they will be sharing the electrons instead of transferring electrons to form the covalent bond. So electrons are either transferred or shared in such a way that each atom would acquire an especially stable electron configuration that is similar to the configuration of the noble gases. And this driving force right here is then known as octet, or having 8 valence electrons. Because we observe that noble gases have 8 valence electrons, and they are especially stable, versus all other elements, they either have more or less electrons than 8 valent electrons. So therefore, all other elements would try to have an octet of electron. And that can happen by either transferring the electron to give electron away, or to accept electron, or to share electron. And that will be another way how they can also have an octet of electron. And we'll go over counting the electron and octet in a little bit. But now, one rule that is very important that we must discuss is something we call the Octet Rule. So this Octet Rule right here is basically the tendency or the driving force to have 8 valent electron. And this is the electron configuration of the noble gases. Many atoms are not stable because their valence shell are not filled, or they don't have 8 valent electron. So therefore, by bonding, the atom can either gain or lose electron, or transfer electron in such a way that now they can have the valence shell being filled. And when they fill, they now have 8 valent electrons. So that's what the Octet Rule is, the tendency or the driving force to have an octet of electron, or 8 valent electron. So there are two ways how atom can have the valence shell filled. One is something we have seen already, by transferring electron. Atoms are transfer the valent electron from one to another, and that's what we have seen in the ionic bond. And the second way will be by sharing an electron. And when atoms share the electron to become octet, they will be forming a bond among them, and that will then known as the covalent bond.